Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Modesty33 here, aka Crystal with a C, back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, you just happen to click on welcome. I try to put out 1 to 2 videos a week. I do sit downs, reviews, reactions, vlogs. So if any of that interests you, make sure you check out the prior videos on my channel. And if you see anything you like before you leave, make sure you subscribe. So you guys, today we're actually going to be doing a review, or just kind of actually talking about my first consignment experience, which was with the Realreal. This video is not sponsored, unfortunately, but I still wanted to kind of give some feedback from someone who is not sponsored by the Realreal, although I have seen quite a few reviews from people who purchased stuff, who've consigned with them, and you know, they weren't sponsored, or at least they said they weren't sponsored anyway. But I do have like a list of information I kind of wanted to go through. So this may be kind of a lengthy video, and then I want to do an unboxing at the end of this. So, and it is unboxing from an item, from the Realreal. So we'll get into all of that, but I want to go ahead and get started. So first off, I want to talk about with this, what I ended up selling. So I mentioned this in a video not too long ago, that I was actually planning on selling my Chanel vintage square mini flap in the navy color. I'll insert a picture. I probably still have a picture on my phone. I'll insert a picture kind of either one of these two corners. And essentially, let me talk a little bit about that bag. So with that bag, actually, again, it was a vintage bag. When I did get it authenticated, they said it was from the 90s, but they didn't really give me a specific year. It did not come with the authenticity card, but I did purchase the bag through eBay. Got a really good deal on it. I originally saw it on Tradesy, but then the seller also was offering it on eBay. Then I asked them if they could come down a little bit on the price, and they did. So in total, and I'm going to be discussing like some numbers and prices because it's kind of important to my point of the video. So I am going to be kind of sharing some of that with you. I typically don't, but I will in this video. So I paid for that square mini on eBay. It was from a private seller. I paid, after like taxes, $1,366 for the square mini. The newer square minis in the store, I think they retail for like $3,800 right now. So yeah, that was a deal. So yeah, and that square mini, again, I'll insert a picture, but it was the 24 plated gold hardware. So kind of that, you know, old school gold hardware plating that Chanel used to do. Also, it was in the lambskin leather. Again, the color was navy. And again, I purchased it May of 2019. So I had it for almost 2 years. So let me get into, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes, because again, I want to be quick about it. So let me get into why I chose to sell that particular bag. It's a gorgeous bag. It was, you know, definitely well used within the 2 years that I had it. But I would say probably not last year, but I think probably back in 2019, or yeah, maybe, no, it was the beginning of 2020. I think I've mentioned this before, but I went to a friend, her daughter had her first birthday party, and I carried that bag, you know, thinking it would be like a really nice crossbody that I could wear for the full baby shower. Well, I keep saying baby shower and I intermix those, but it wasn't a baby shower. She was turning 1. Her daughter was. So I thought I could, you know, wear, you know, a nice comfortable crossbody for the birthday party. However, like, yeah, like probably a few hours in, that bag was really hurting me. And it is a small bag, but vintage bags, I find, which I haven't had a lot of experience with Chanel vintage items, so that was really my first one. But like, because the hardware is just so thick and it's just kind of a solid bag, I just feel like the feedback that I've received on a lot of vintage items that I've seen is that, you know, they're pretty weighty. If it's not the bag itself, it's the hardware. So those items are very weighty. So I think I had a difficult time with that, because I expect my jumbo to be weighty because of the size of the bag and then the items I put in it, the contents, you know, the structure of the bag. I expect that to be weighty, but the square mini is a square mini. So, you know, I don't expect it, even with my items inside, to really be all that heavy. So I think that's when I kind of start thinking about, you know, the long-term nature of this bag. And then I actually purchased that bag with the intent of replacing my wallet on chain, but then I found that I actually like my wallet on chain better than the square mini, even though I did like the vintage square mini quite a lot, and it fit a few more items than my wallet on chain. But so I would say, yeah, the first reason I did get rid of it, kind of going back to that, is it really wasn't getting a lot of use. It did get some use last year when I was going into the office. I will be going back into the office soon, but still, feel, you know, the bag really wasn't getting as much used, especially with some of my newer bags now. I was just finding I really wasn't reaching for that, and I wasn't wanting to reach for it. So that was kind of the main thing. The other thing was, and I just mentioned that the bag was kind of heavy when you carried it, even though it's a small bag. And then like the last and probably the reason that kind of set me over the edge as far as selling it was the fact that you know, I stored the bag in my closet, but my closet door is usually open, you know, because I have my other bags in there, and I just kind of like to see into my closet, so I keep the door open. The bags aren't stored in their dust bag. Maybe they should be, but they're not. I just like them to have, you know, be out and to breathe. So what I was noticing with the Square Mini is that number one, the leather that was on the strap was starting to get sticky, which I don't know what causes that, but the leather was like kind of sticking and it was very tacky. Also, the hardware was starting to emit like a brassy odor, not like a stench, but like it was smelling very metallic. So then I was just kind of thinking, well, I'm not really using the bag that much. And then I don't know if it's starting to break down in the closet here, even though it's aired out, it's well ventilated. So maybe it's time to let this bag go before, you know, while the going is still good, so to speak, because the Square Mini as well as the Rectangular Mini, I'm sorry if y'all hear that, I don't know what's going on. But the Square Mini as well as the Rectangular Mini, they're still very popular bags. A lot of people like those sizes, along with the medium flap as well as the small classic flap, very popular sizes. So let's go ahead and talk about the process now that I've talked about like why I chose to sell it. So as far as the process of, you know, going ahead and deciding, okay, you know, once I figured out I was going to sell the bag, usually what I will do when I sell my items is I go through Fashion File. And I'll just get a quote. The last few items I've sold, I usually will sell them through Fashion File, just because usually I want to go ahead and get the money for whatever purpose. So I did get a quote through Fashion File. I think the quote at the time that they gave me for that bag was like $1,300 they would give me. So with $1,300 is pretty much what I paid for the bag with a $66 loss. But I was praying about it and I was like, I feel like I could do better because again, the bags, those Square Minis are very popular. A lot of people like them. Even in the vintage, they were still selling for quite a bit. So I said, okay, like what is another way to do this that will allow me to get more money back for this item? Because Fashion File, all they're gonna do is they're gonna turn around and they're gonna put it on their website and they're gonna charge like $2,500, $2,600 because that's average of what they were kind of going for at the time. So I went ahead and, you know, I was kind of looking at some videos as far as how people consign. I ended up sending, I ended up requesting a quote for the bag from the Persefair, which is in Australia, a consignment place, a consignment shop. Also, I sent in, I requested a quote from another consignment store that was in Canada. And yeah, they all gave really healthy estimates as far as what they would sell it for and then the percentage I would get back for it. And they do accept items from overseas. It's just, I didn't necessarily want to go that route because I felt like something might be lost in translation with the conversion, and then how much money was it going to take for me to send my item out of the country, customs, yada, yada. So then I actually had started doing started putting in my information on the Realreal, and then I got distracted and I never finished. But what happened was, like, one of their sales associates or one of the people who worked there reached out to me through text message and was just like, hey, her name was Jenny. She's like, hey, my name's Jenny, and I just wanted to, see if you're still interested in consigning. We're really interested in working with you. And she sent like a few texts and I kind of ignored them because I was like, oh, well, I didn't finish. I need to go ahead and I need to go back on the website and finish my consignment. So I kept kind of like bypassing her text, but then, she sent like a few more. She was very persistent. And then, so I told her, I did text her back and I told her, I said, yeah, I need to go back on the website, and finish, going through the process so I can get a quote. And Jenny told me, she said, no, if you just send me the pictures of your bag, just take these pictures and I can get a quote back to you in 2 hours. Because usually it takes a few days time for you to get a quote back from the Realreal or even Fashion File when you're asking for a quote for an item. So I went ahead and did that. I sent her, some pictures, all the ones that she asked for. without fail, she got back to me like 2 hours later and gave me like the breakdown of, you know, what I would end up getting paid for my item. So let me see where I'm at as far as my notes, because I think I went through everything. Yeah, I'll get into the pricing a little bit later. But as far as the rest of the process, you know, after, you know, we went ahead and I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm interested in consigning. She went ahead and sent out a shipping label, and the label, she said, also covered packaging, but I already had packaging, so didn't need that. I sent my item off. She texted me when they received it, and then when you go online, it goes through this whole process as far as when they get it, they inspect the item. Once they inspect it, they can definitively tell you what they're going to advertise it on their website for. So my item, like my Square Mini, was going on the website. You know, it was priced, you know, somewhere, and they let me know what they were going to price it at, and then they take pictures of it, and then they put it on the website, and they give you the link to the item so you can see it for yourself. They also have you sign paperwork as far as consignment is concerned. Those are all electronic documents you sign and you get back to them. So I think that was pretty much the process as a whole. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So yeah, they give you kind of like a quote, but of course it's subject to when they actually inspect the bag, confirm authenticity, and see the condition of it, then they give you the definitive quote after they do that. So, and then, you know, once all that happens, they put it on the website and you just wait for the item to sell. So my item went on the website. I don't know exactly the day, but I know on March 13th, I got a notification that it sold. It was actually on the website probably less than a week before I got the notification that it sold. So yeah, let's go ahead then and get into pricing. So as far as the pricing is concerned, when they did get my item, well, before they got the item, they gave me a rough estimate of what they would, you know, advertise the item for on their website. So they looked at my Square Mini and they said on their website, they would put the price between $3,200 and $3,400 that they would sell it for. And because with the Realreal, if you're selling an item that is valued at $2,500 or above, if I'm not mistaken, this is what, you know, I was told, and this is, you know, what my experience was. If it's valued at $2,500 or above, then you will get 70% of the sale. So otherwise, I think if it's under that amount, then you fall at a particular range, which I think my range would have been like 55% of the sale if it was under that $2,500 amount. And then once you get up to like, I think it's $10,000. Like if you've sold $10,000 worth of, you know, valued stuff on their website, then it goes up to like 70 or maybe even 85%. So as far as what you will be able to take home. So because my item was already valued that high, then they told me I would get the 70%. So they gave me a breakdown as far as, okay, I would get like 70% of the consignment if I chose to consign. But then they kind of go all the way down and say, okay, if you just want a regular payout, then we'll give you like 50%. So of course that's less, and that's kind of what like Fashion File and some of these other places do when you send them, you know, you ask for a quote as far as a payout. They give you kind of like the lowest rate when you want the money right then and there, because consignment, you know, takes time. It's not it definitely is not it's a process, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So they can't tell you a time frame for when your item is going to sell. It's just a matter of demand and supply, so to speak. So they also told me that I would earn a $250 site credit. So that's where the unboxing comes in at later on. So that was also an incentive, you know, as well as far as consigning with them. So again, my bag was listed for $3,200 on their website. It was not subject to like the 20% coupon discount. So it just it was on there straight up for like $3,200. And then again, that week later, less than a week later, I was told that it had sold. And then, yeah, so my payout or my commission from that, because I have all the math and all that done, and I already received the money, so, you know, that's cool. But yeah, my commission from that sale was $2,240. So, you know, again, if you look at those numbers, you know, I paid $1,366 for the bag originally on eBay, you know, from a private seller. And then I sold the bag, you know, or, you know, I consigned it with the Realreal. They sold the bag for $3,200, and then they gave me $2,240, which is 70% of that commission. So I made a profit of $874. So y'all, in all my time of selling bags or SLGs or whatever, that is it. Yeah, the most money I've made from anything I've done, because usually, again, I will go through Fashion File, and I just, again, prayed about it because I was like, well, I don't need the money right here and now. And that's kind of why a lot of times you get gypped as far as the value of some of your items if they're not really, really popular or in demand. You know, when you get some of these like specialty items, like, you know, a lot of items from Chanel, limited edition items, then yeah, those will go for over retail, but it's not very frequently. So yeah, when you really want a payout for your average run-of-the-mill item, a lot of times, yeah, they're gonna gyp you money because you're gonna get that money immediately as soon as they verify the authenticity of that item, whereas consignment can be a much longer process. But I was fine with that because I didn't need the money right then and there. So yeah, that was essentially, you know, my process as far as consigning it with the Realreal. So let me talk about, you know, the pros and cons of this whole process. So, and then we'll get into the unboxing. Let me get a drink of water because my sinuses are acting up. I'm sorry, y'all. Ugh. So, you know, when you just feel like your throat's not right. Oh my goodness. So again, I apologize. I'm not like looking at y'all the whole time. I really am just kind of like, I wrote literally everything down. So I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. So let me tell you about the pros really quickly as far as this process was concerned with the Realreal, and then we'll talk about the cons. So the pros were that to me, it was very quick. They sent me out the label. They got me the quote for my items very, very quickly, again, within 2 hours. Whereas if I went through the website, it probably would have been 2 to 3 day delay. So that was very quick. It was convenient because I just corresponded with Jennifer, who would text me back and forth anything that was needed. She texted me when they received my bag and they were verifying the authenticity. So all of that was done through text. It was very convenient, very quick. The platform, to me, the reason that you would want to consign in the first place is the fact that I don't have a platform where I can just go on my Instagram or go on Depop or whatever people use to sell stuff, Facebook groups, and just sell an item. To me, I don't know, I'm a little bit skittish about that. I'm a bit nervous. I've heard horror stories about that. I've had horror stories even through eBay from selling packaging stuff. Like, so I don't want to, I wouldn't want to sell a bag like of that, you know, of that price range on a platform like eBay, or even try to do it myself through Instagram, just because I'm just concerned that somebody's gonna say they didn't get it, or I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of buyer protections, but a lot of people talk about on the other end, they're not necessarily as many seller protections. So that was something I was concerned about. So I rather would go through and take the work out for me and go through the platform. You know, the people who have a platform who've done this multiple thousands of times, and they're able to correctly do it, you know, to make an adequate sell. So that was a really good pro, is that, you know, thousands of people are looking through the Realreal every day. So as opposed to, you know, maybe 10, 15 people might see my Instagram post about, you know, my bag. But yeah, so that was like really the major pro, is that the Realreal has the platform that more people were going to see that item. Then, you know, you don't have to do any of the work. You don't have to do like a lot of bargaining, a lot of back and forth. You don't have to interact with sellers. They do all that for you. And so they take all of that work out. So, and they're very upfront about your different options. And again, I had the option of doing a buyout, or I could consign, or I could do site credit. Site credit essentially meaning that, you know, the money would just stay on the Realreal platform, and then I can use it for credit to purchase another item. So I chose, of course, the consignment option so I could get the cash out of it. So that was, again, all of the pros. Now let's talk about the cons really quickly, which there aren't many. Again, the cons being for this process is that it's not a quick payout. What does that mean? It means with the Realreal, my item sold on March 13th, but they do their consignment the 15th of the following month. So even though my item, it took less than a week for my item to sell through their platform, I did not get the payout from that sale until April 15th. So it's not one of those things where if you need the money immediately, it's not a good option to take. It's really if like you just kind of wanting to sell items and you can be patient with it, because again, my item sold in less than a week, but if it took 3 weeks or it took a month, you know, you have to wait for the item to actually sell. So that's kind of a con to the whole consignment process as opposed to just doing the direct payout. You know, again, like I mentioned, you know, the bag sold one day, but I didn't get paid till the month later. Consignment's not a guaranteed process. Again, it's just a matter, again, of if someone really wants that particular item. And then my item was subject to returns, so someone could have returned it and then it would go back on the platform to be sold again. So fortunately that did not happen. So it was a sale, the person didn't return it, I got my payout, you know, we were one and done. So you guys, with that being said, there are other options out there outside of just doing a direct payout you may want to consider. You know, I know like the Realreal took a, you know, consignment fee of 30% and they gave me the 70%. I don't personally look at that as a loss. Again, I made a gain of $874. Personally, it took all of the, you know, worry, frustration, the effort and the work into trying to deal with someone through another platform, back and forth. So they're well deserving to me of that 30% because I was not going to do the work. And I personally, even if, you know, really what the Realreal told me as far as what the bag was worth and what it sold for, that was the same thing that Australia told me, the consignment store, as well as in Canada. However, if I put that bag on eBay for $3,200, I wouldn't buy it from me. You know, I don't own a store. I'm not a luxury house, or, you know, I'm not a consignment store on eBay. I'm not a Japanese reseller. I'm just a person. So personally, I feel more comfortable buying from, you know, the Realreal or Fashion File or the Yogi's Closet, Vestiaire Collective, however many of them are out there. I feel more comfortable buying from those because they can verify authenticity through there. I mean, you can also get it privately authenticated, but you know, it's just a lot of sketchy stuff going on when you go just, you know, a transaction from person to person as opposed to when you're dealing with an actual company. So with that being said, I really enjoyed my experience. I would definitely consign with them again. And let's get into the unboxing. I want to show you guys what I got. So I did get the $250 site credit. So I purchased, used that to purchase this item. It is a bag, but yeah, like I got a good deal on this bag. So let's see, let me show you guys. Yeah, I really want to get it out of here because, you know, when you get a bag in the mail and it's like, man, this bag's kind of small for what I ordered, like this is kind of weird. So it comes with this little card. This again is my first purchase from the Realreal. So it says anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Mick Jagger. I don't know. We doing quotes from Mick Jagger. Okay. So, oh, okay. So they have a little card. It's just essentially saying authenticity guaranteed. And it's just saying, you know, it was reviewed by an expert. They give you consign with us, visit us, and they have their numbers and stuff all in this card. So, and then just has my receipt here. So this item I saw on the website, and I wasn't in the market for it. I wasn't looking for it, but I was kind of, you know how you do when you get a coupon, you're kind of looking at something you don't have to pay a lot for. That, at least me anyway, I'm like, okay, well, what can I get for this $250 that's close to $250 so I don't spend a lot more money? So this item, yeah, was in a shop in Chicago. This is my first time seeing it. You guys, I just opened this box. Okay, this is, actually, it looks really good. I was expecting it to be bigger though, I'm not gonna lie. But that's why I struggle with doing unboxings, because I'm just like, I am not the real deal. But it's actually pretty nice condition overall. So this is a FINDE large mama baguette is what it's called. I traditionally have not liked the FINDE mama baguette. I really actually wanted a FINDE baguette, like the other little ones, but I kind of dismissed that because I'm like, okay, well, I have a pochette métis, which kind of fills the bill, and plus the pochette métis has a back pocket. So I don't notice immediately any smells. It actually looks very good though. So I saw this on the website. This was actually originally on the website for $625. So yeah, these are priced pretty low. $625 on the website, but I waited and it did not sell, but I waited and waited because a lot of their items actually go on sale. They'll do another price reduction. So they did do a price reduction on this one. So it went like a 20% price reduction. So it was originally $625. Then it had a price reduction down to $500. So they took $125 off. And I said, bam, I'm gonna go ahead and get it because my coupon with the Realreal expires on May 16th. And so I needed to make a decision. So I ended up getting this item. So I paid after taxes $304.19 for this. And it is a luxury bag. So I haven't paid that since I bought my No Way, which was my first luxury bag. So I was actually kind of thinking about using this as kind of like a work bag, but I can look at it and I'm like, no, this is way too small. It is final sale, so it's not going back unless I'm consigning it. So let's look on the inside. It doesn't really have like an odor or anything. So, strong magnetic closure. So it's got gold hardware, a black bag. I was kind of wanting yet like another black bag for work. I have my FINDE Peekaboo extra light, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna start going back out in the community again. I'm like, I don't know if I want to take my FINDE Peekaboo to actually go out in the community and go places. So I was thinking this would be a good bag for that. But it looks more like a purse to me, y'all. It don't look like a work bag. I was expecting it to be actually bigger. So, yeah, it says large mama. I'm like, you kind of a medium mama. I don't know. I don't even know if you as big as my Chanel, you know, jumbo. Oh, goodness. Like my denim one anyway. So, but it still looks good nonetheless. So, and I just said if I got tired of this bag, I would probably give it to my mother or one of my other friends anyway. So, yeah, we'll wear it for a while. I'll get back to you guys as far as how I feel about it. I don't really like the ones that have like the Zucca print, like, you know, the FINDE Zucca or the Zucchini. I don't know what you call it. The small little FF print. I don't like those, but I did like the leather ones when I saw them. So yeah, that's why I ended up choosing this particular bag. So this is my unboxing, you guys. It's got the one strap, again, gold hardware. It's like a brown fabric interior. I just have to kind of play with it a little bit more, clean it off a little bit, and I'll get back to you guys as far as how I feel, do my first impressions once I've used it. So yeah, because I was like, this box is kind of small for what I thought the item was, but apparently I was deceived. So, but I don't think that's bad. I would definitely recommend you guys kind of look at their website, look at their items, especially, you know, I feel like this was very well priced, affordable. All of their large mama baguettes are sold now. So they're quite a popular bag. And I looked, you know, looked at a lot of different reviews on YouTube as well. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much the video. I want to kind of talk to you guys about the process. I was waiting to do the video until I decided what I was going to actually purchase. So yeah, this is it. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you do give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you do share it with anyone else who likes these type of videos or who might be interested in consigning. Tell them to consider the Realreal. Watch this video. Also, make sure you comment below. Let me know what you guys think about consignment, or what is the best way you found to sell items if you have sold them in the past. Also, you know, again, you guys subscribe to the channel. You do that by hitting the red button below. And make sure, you know, again, it's free of charge. So make sure before you leave, you do subscribe to the channel. It really helps my channel out a lot. I really appreciate you guys who have subscribed. Thank you for viewing the content and thank you for commenting. I will see you guys in my very next video. Bye, guys.